Yankutuna nasio nyamenono. Yanana sia wa maya tamfuati shoko. Hey, jawa ene de no. Wayama na yamengwangwa. Hey, wayama na timwae. Atamfuati shoko. Yara for me did unbreakable joy is blessing. Oh, HRETV. Unbreakable. Keep it locked. Check the statistics. What from Bokudita on Big Six? We remove all the girls, logistics. You want here top speed Olympics. Yo, what up, people? It's your boy Natalie, and I'm watching HRETV, man. Keep it locked. Hello, guys. It's your girl Pamela Odame Watara, and I just want to recommend HRETV for you guys for all your latest interviews. Just stay tuned at HRETV. I love you guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching me live on HRETV. HR His Royal Majesty. Oh my goodness, I love the name of this TV. HRETV. Oh my goodness. Just catch us live on YouTube. Just go there, HRETV, and click subscribe, and then get updates on everything that they put there, and then watch them also live on Facebook. When you hear the name HRTV, you are talking about television that comes from the heart. Oh, HRTV. Oh my God, good morning, children. A B C D E F G H R E H R E H R E T V. Go and watch HRETV. Baba. Yankutuna nasio nyamenono. Yanana sia wa maya tamfuati shoko. Hey.
Alright, Busia for your mamunyina akwaba kesiye eba HITV so sabre musom for PK. Me mamunyina akwaba kesiye biom. Na meka ne se afi na wadwane ya misraw fra wunya na wunya so emfre ne nua na sabre so do hwiben obi biara obe wo sabre na afi de pa dwumede no enhya ase me sa ka obiom se dwumede oni yen eba bedi time with TapTap and USA Canada Anna is brought to you proudly by TapTap Sen and also dwumede asene and yedi dwumede ebra wo wabobo ano ntina me kire obiom se without TapTap no kende dwumede no nkaka dem ntina se o tie me na se wo hwa me amesrawa Fronya na unya so and di dwumede bi TapTap the fastest secured and most reliable way to send money back home. So we busuafo e wo fie na se wo pese o send sika kofia kwa bit papa so send sika wo da wo beda wa so bedwem na afi de unwene ochine bi ho asem bia no ade TapTap send also no no unsuro se usika adase bia wo bank information e wo card so na afi de ubobo na wo dwedwe kwa sika de be card be safe and secured TapTap send na make come for ma wo busuafo nyina no be so ka biam say your rate no there. Yeah, usually amount for your promotion see with that from crowd. With rate that so. Into the please monitor your rate no near the So first time so I will put in the transactions on the show now the promo code HRE. Then when you're $15 on your first transaction, you see or first about the promote way no so also send on transaction now the promo code no I share more. So as soon as miss also I can be say Aboafo aso yase na edi dwumedi abra no de odi mu akotene biom so ne Happy Glow GH. Happy Glow GH says for all your facial expressions, not just say kwan ya befa so ma contours na we ni nyina akokaba kaba na mpache say facials, eyebrows, eyelash threading, waxing, pedicure, manicure, acrylic nails ni kwan ya ahofan to aso bia ebetimi SCP esita no na just say Happy Glow GH na become for about the Obusia for dinner. More right opposite Veggies and Grill at Shaban Estate, 20 meters away from the community hospital. Ho Anna Happy Glow GH Award. Omona wasu ne do a good video so a transpede de Timisrao. For Happy Glow GH na fit the call neko ye ho kama. I want fair to us and hifie and no. So also that Miss Also Aircar will be says I will pay the best of mental health services are look no further than feel good services. The best of motivational speaking and also speech and also the mental health education. Now what me about obra kaba and then them bebre now we can also say many are mad but few are naked. It's no misrao or as say the word madness no crapo yen so emma ni pebium. It's the corner feel good services and crowd to our ma or anywhere bushia enyina. Miss also Cabo Bibs Ghana Music Awards USA. Ghana Music Awards USA air so the day August 26 Columbus, Ohio. Your bebo video and check ya webe home your patch. You basso the day Columbus, Ohio. Ebium last year you were Columbus, Ohio. This year also the back Columbus, Ohio. You see, your dear you be dibium tidono and your dancing on it. O dear mind the near das Columbus for Adase. She said JMA USA as a part and rebium intino. Ghana Music Awards USA. So the then this year Columbus, Ohio, August 26th. It's be slow. Pet will take it to Chakwan, one would say no, more people take it to Chakwan. Most of them bench and so no, most starting and pebble day offs for such a beautiful day for that event to unfold. Sasu biom na me saso catch us say voting air koso ama nominees now. They were nominated during the nominees announcement in the Temisrao or Dofu, and that's how we no bush any be woma. Bomadiana Triben nominees voted on neboti emobone enyefe nenye kama. African most beautiful. So Edia Tuja said omope ema bibiniba that just say Africa niba waiting from the age of 18 to 35 years old. Or yeah, I would say America Halm say. Now I feel the Wabe register for Africa Most Beautiful for the 3rd edition. First edition, Congo Niba and a winning year. Second edition, Cameroon Niba the winning year. 3rd edition, would it be a Ghanaian? Who knows? Nobody knows. But Wangasa Wakene. And to be slow, Wangasa, Pewunya, Uba, Odofobi, and Nasebia, Oba baby now also anchor register. So far as I say, she's bold, she's beautiful, and also she's very courageous to also speak in public. Misrao. Bombardier na unya bano so born home de no ontimi enkope dwumede ni bi endin. Me sa so akabi so pursuit papa padia and a London bespoke ebe ma suit kama aba wank so say yes wa address pay ye London bespoke suit ni bi the transfer de efidie so no omo so ye e man nyina suit nti so pursuit papa ahifia and a London bespoke and I make am for amount sabre ye be call na afidie yakoma ye penny for akwaba na afidie ne wo bia no ye da hyehyɛ so ama sabre ye be friend director David na my welcome and address no na afidie ne wo bia no ye da ato so ama director David ma akwaba eba HITV so e wo TapTap send time with TapTap send USA Canada jubedi so
PK Madasi, good evening to everybody that's on the call. Thank you so much. PK, last week, look, I said, this week we might treat him right then, but I see you right off to a good start. Treating this week a stronger chance last week. I'm serious. What's that? Philip Crabtree. Philip knew something because I say, but then I'll treat the day. PK, no, PK, thank you so much for making the time. But yo, Mama joining you now, so yeah, that must say. You said last week, Penny, I started. PK led the show with the help of go for more Europe on the boy joining. Said that we now must say. But yo, ye knew our America, send it be having a PK can ye knew it was Yannis or Hannes or Ed threat. Into you go so into that must say we now maba. But you never me I kind of make on. But more importantly, super happy and super grateful for all of you guys being here. We like to grow. We like to pick issues that people care about. PK did a great job leading with investments in Ghana, right? Which one of the reasons why we're all up in the diaspora. You work hard, you build and send money back home for multiple purposes. And as PK or kind before, no, rate no so there. You go so pia. They be on one. And today's show is about you and issues that you want to address. And PK right back at you.
Thank you. Sure, Director, I'm out to away into me that
now. Two quite to me. You're going to join you later.
Okay, so join Mr.
One
boy has to train after the young so enter USA and Canada. Sabre, you better go straight to the point. Yakofa, they were hold on also Abba. Na answer ni yebe kon me say ye bo commercial kakra ye TapTap said commercial no ye pam prapra kwemu na ebiom whilst we are about to do that, be sasuma ashefo nyina akwa basronko. Last week na we ni so ye de enti yesramo monko so na momma ne nye efe kabasa mo ye ne mo an edi dwumedi no obi piara questions bia on start church to osisi because I know a lot of people have questions about real estate both in Ghana and the US, but part 1 yi de ye Ghana first because ye de ni ye de enti ewia na nyame boa next week no na mkopo ma esa so by enquire na ye de US de na to because any bia no bibia no pese or invest e Ghana obi so ye both into no misramo ye be kwa kobo ye commercial ya ba real quick ye buy her na afide na obi e de to dwama medamase.
I was up on your primary calibers, the only boss with what is. You know about TapTap Send? Unima Metro. TapTap Send is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download TapTap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. You download it and then you register. Register and you are good to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. TapTap Send. I wouldn't matter.
All right, say TapTap Send. I know that Calibus TapTap Send say I know that Calibus Academy na actually I'm TapTap Send. Mo abunim ededa. Sabre, your speaker, your name the babedi jumedie no, your friend no, Dr. Philip Oforion to me, or you never be, but I will not stall the standard. Remember non such that Sikakra, now video my a little overview of him and what he does and what is into now. Maybe he can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Into the back a crime for the home or a psychiatrist student can density any real estate student can for home or bachelor as in India fan home. We also saw also a sorry penny so on train Emma Yahu. Sabre you be quack of your speaker but not the Yamana Kwaba. Dog ever Kwaba ever jumedio.
Yeah, and yeah, my baby are so agile and you may.
One pop design.
Oh, Yamiado, or the next watch it's me can now.
Okay, it is no. I don't know your accolades are what, but maybe all the accolades to him. Only the first speaker that guest I didn't about time with TapTap Send USA Canada so. Intimation I was also be introduced to another account so say I could be introduction or your baby or say or you add me for 18 WhatsApp groups. It was also calculate another account say you are the first speaker for time with TapTap Send USA Canada. Now topic to so what the buyers also don't know a more debt more ship into the yes I walk about me say you 2 years after or no one poputi now would you officer now buy.
Sure.
I report you. They want to know who you are and also a little background about you before we dive deep into the topic.
In the interest of time, make keep as short as possible. In terms of who I am, I'm a psychiatric practitioner by day and then investor by night. What I mean by that is midday job being a psych practitioner and a mental health advocate. And my speeches, talks, and stuff like that or different places like churches. If they invite me, I go, I speak. Different groups, Asia, maybe mental health education, where you be me call echo kasa wasie. But then I also love investing, especially in Ghana. Anything Ghana Biano wakes me up. Say University of Ghana, na say Ghana home kobo what frame me manage home pay. And that is also my passion, and also advising and educating people about investment opportunities. And with that being said, you did grow kakra wasase no so. And into the TapTap Send become even relevant more. Last director Eka said they're looking into say obonde builders, speakers, and also cement producers, and also Bibisa. Now say this can send it directly. Need an of good interest because transacting business in Ghana, all of this comes handy. And as I said, when you mention Ghana, it wakes me up. Apart from that, book I said, sorry, I'm the other word. That is true. I'm a 7 youth leader at the Cincinnati Ghanaian SDA Church. I'm also an elder.
I was sorry now. Into me Adventist, and I'm also the zonal coordinator for the youth in the North America Ghanaian SDA churches, the Midwest zone. I'm in the zonal youth coordinator among two others. Into you may do the door, so you never so many.
Yeah, that's it. Sabre, Phil, never can say, Mr. When you're baby, I hope so. The Nipa be no buy. Ashafo, before, very good. Now, this is the trick and this is the catch to it. Why would TB did, why bet me did Nipa Nubia Abba in the program before you be near Q&A with Dr. Phil New Year's as I call your Q&A with TapTap saying, you watch it, see a palm out, I checked me bodin because if you're Macobodi, I quite it. Maybe an egg see into Mr. What TB did Nipa Munuba. Ya na se dipa bienu no time send sika but it's 2 new senders you watch the kese pa ema ewo in the new program so mesra mo nim say wo be yente mo pene me montan ko yi ase enti no montan enje so ne so David Esre onko director ko yi ase Sabre yanko into your program yanko into your topic for today no ni how best we can really help to make each other profitable in this topic. No, it is a obi kusa say investing in real estate in Ghana. Say dinti and also investing in real estate in Ghana, Mr. Then another catcher. And I say be I say what presentation be am I for the time being answer the questions ne pianwa. Open and say open presentation first and answer questions first.
I think it's say be a succinct to mini presentation.
Okay.
Now we are the questions in about say be a bit my so say
and over to you, Joe Latte.
Okay. All right. So let's just share with the question that you asked. So because adding you invest in real estate in Ghana. Let's just share by saying the only estate that is real is real estate. Right? Mm-hmm. The only estate that is real estate. Therefore, if you want to invest where else, right? It's definitely a very good market. Yes, people have their challenges and all of that. But we may share some of the data. And what you also may ask is why Ghana? First of all, me a Ghanaian and a proud one for that matter. And as I said earlier, anything Ghana wakes me up. Like anything Ghana. And doing things in Ghana is something I'm really passionate about. For that reason, some may invest here, baby, and had but then I think it's also in doing it in Ghana and also yeah. The other reason also say if you want to be a part of a change, then be a part of the changes, and as a be the change agent. Into the 1% sakra bi ba baby and yeah, was a worker home. We talk about maybe share a lot of real estate videos and all that. Most of the comments are being, there's no green area. Okay, start developing and then probably you understand why there's less green area, or you can do more green area and then you can also attract that market. And so you may be able to do some better changes in that space. But then also now there is a shortage in the market. It's about the real estate now. Shortage mupa. And according to Honorable Asenso Boakye, who is the Minister for Western Housing, okay, I said there are over 2 million deficits in housing. 2 million or pay right? And a dorsal. It's and a population also no etwasunya. And when you be there, I buy a bit me asano and also no bit me yet. And in the real estate news now, you realize the government is calling on churches and individuals to come and then help reduce this deficit. And you bet me at so kakra. As I said, land economy and land management. So okay, how bet me meboa and as I said, wafefo a woni omo e develop no so no efuto bi a wowanya wo outside the country also bet me the more I say you see a time vertical versus horizontal, right? Which means say you test see a bronze and it's because of space issue. And say, oh, baby, a space in shed than the issue. You realize they said their houses are more horizontal, is wider, and all that. But then, will be a space issue. Now, for the Adino air cost more. My father, I can say, we say, a real munyo biadia. Into I see not the mommy or the mommy. Then we build up. Then this is school junction. A dental. Botwe Core Hills Junction Honumness and a select honum. Would do be a night to catch your attention. I understand they say Harry Potter is working on it though, because I don't think it's too safe, in my opinion. But then, yes, the point I'm trying to make is say, we would be there into assassin, and then he just kept going up. So that is also something you can add to the conversation. And as I also mentioned, in terms of greenery, parking spaces, play area, and all of that, I'll bet you back to the table. And it's also a country that is stable politically. Economically, it has its challenges, but politically, it's stable. And that is the first thing that you need with investment, especially in Africa. And appreciation of property prices. Minya will be our case say I'm gonna depreciate it Ghana. Tembiano it appreciates. But your experience that you can share, and that is fine. Maybe I need the boo, anything a real price and they buy, and after they also say depreciate, But the actual value of the land has never depreciated in Ghana. And as I said, properties. So those are some of the reasons why you want to choose Ghana. And the pride is also employ in Crawford. So we could and I know, and as I say, send you know, the patrodua, Juma, dining one, and on not Mima Ahunka. We all have to play a role in the unemployment situation in Ghana. And one of the ways that Obetime played that role is to invest in properties in Ghana. Now, what are types of investment opportunities when it comes to real estate? Your commercial properties, one a basis a dine at their rent, I may be so at their businesses. And you go on my one way CC stores, so go on my basic space for restaurants. Obi on also now, obesi banks, right? Or only see just the edifice, not their rental for. Into another one. And your apartments and also so you build different units in one building, multi-family, now they are rented. And you want a single family. Until you see a damn poor then also what they are rented. And these are all for commercial purposes. And as so many condos now what on then people can also occupy. So these are for commercial. Then we have the residential, which is the personal use. One castle when you see can be no person who see what Diane can say see hold. Now after the one who see now what's them and as you say they see on what them kakra union normal hold on. Because this is a program for diasporans and into the makers say no what's them no, but of course what you want to be what you. And as you say, we go 40, occupy for some time. And industrial ones, and also notice a warehouse, right? You see the kakra na area. You can even rent it to different companies. Into warehouse, no kakra. Ogo no here storage space for maybe 6 months. No abaje, no use it for a while. Or somebody else comes and take it. Maybe the same warehouse now, no so don't yet me divided into no area space we are occupy, we will be occupied, sir. And also hold and they go also now for food storage or will be our DJ agriculture hono. Said dear Joseph no usi na store after the ban say the food is off peak season now wait me at all, and that returns is also very good. And these are various options that will be taken once you decide to go into real estate. Until now, share. And for the purposes of this presentation, most of the examples will be related to Accra, right? Greater Accra, and I say Accra and Kasa. If you want to know why, that is where I'm very familiar with. Yes, I'm familiar with other regions and other cities, but in terms of business and all of that in there, Accra and confidently and comfortably. Other places, yes, I can give you general advice and all that. Okay, so there is a saying in real estate. You say it's all about location, 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 right? So when we talk about location, 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 then I also ask the question: say, what can you afford? Because location, and let's look at these various ones. So offer the Temamoto way, okay? That's a roundabout in the one baby a crab or no that's a face Tema, which is the wider one now, echo right. It is all face Tema. You realize they say Accra is divided into these 4 sections. Okay. But then in terms of real estate, you also notice that there are pockets of estates and as I cities or communities which are exceptional. So let's talk about the exceptions first, and then we'll look at the 4 geographical locations, and then another exception, okay, which will make it 6. So now let's look at the first one. The first one, the very prime areas. We can say for the 1% of the 1%, and you're looking at airport area, airport hills, airport ridge, North Airport, and all that. Anything around the airport area. Roman Ridge, not just all the far airports, I see what's now they are above Jolu. So some major parts of Jolu. Now we do on them now. Team core right on right. We do. Sorry now hold them now. Sanem core right on now. Work for sir to say the other copy farm. No. If you force the other copy farm now, you stay on the left. You go right now, then you're doing pig farm, Mamobi, Kotobabi, Nima. Okay. But then you stay on the left on that stretch now. Then we could do 37 now. Then 37, you take right and they call Jubilee House area more on nothing one for the left or no. Now what for the Apakosi cantonment Laboni. No what Tiaba Bisi Osu. Oh, that what that area no. So that is the very prime area in terms of real estate in Ghana. Okay, then we let's say over back to the motorway dimension I'm using now. They look at the eastern corridor. So the eastern corridor has East Legon, and the very prime area of East Legon itself, the earlier areas now, but then the surroundings of East Legon, Obojo, Mempasem, and all of those areas, Uyi and no sir, no the other parts of Adjegano, Edico University farms, now what the Ababefa Santo Nanako, which now called East Legon Hills, right? It would the 400 now the first one Edico Catamanso. Then no take it left. When you do Catamanso Papa, right? No take it left. Not the Aba Adenta side on them, not the Afa Oyarifa. Into the 4 Yarifa, not the Akofa Dodua, not the Aba Colonia side on them. Okay? Then that becomes the eastern part of the Accra. And that is the second place as a CC and the traffic in the world. And as it is with any business, demand and supply. So as the demand is higher in those areas, supply and also as I said, whatever is available then drives the price in its sales. So that is the eastern corridor. And if you look to the west in Sudan, Ufafi Wager, McCarthy Hills, Edeko Millennium City, Edeko that area Ninana, right? You also realize that place also has its people that it appeals to. And I don't want to categorize by classes because I don't want to do stratification and then people may get into, I now say Debbie. But then you realize the prime area of Honor, the eastern corridor, which is also gaining grounds very fast. Then it comes to the actually Baba North, and Sana about the west side. But then Yenche west side, those areas, are also prone to disaster. So everybody says you hear about Malam Honum side, right? And they call Wija Honum side getting flooded. About the earthquake in so McCarthy Hills, is an earthquake-prone area, right? About in terms of environmental, so I don't know if you've heard that. If not, there is a cement factory, Muko Bia, very close to a salt manufacturing place in that area, which also affecting pollution and all of that. It's in that area, no, it's also okay, but then has its challenges, as aforementioned. Then over the north side, also now, as a what done home, no wapa tesano home, wapa achimota, right? No, we do new achimota, hono, air kono. Then you also get to that area. That area also has Tantra, Taifa, Ofanko, Pokwase, the Kokusi Kutuse. Yeah, fast, I won't near you count, but if I could do Kutuse. And with all of these areas, the closer it is to the motorway, the more expensive. Note that, right? Except some few exceptional cases. But then you realize it's said, the closer it is to the motorway, over Tesanoa or board, they say, oh, what Tantra. Tantra board, they say Taifa for the most part. And they cost that. And that area also has good middle class settlements, right? Then and also now, then you come to the other side, right? And the other side, will then have the traditional areas. Okay, so the traditional area, mostly along the coast, and along the coast, we're talking about investment in Ghana because it's a very traditional area. In my opinion, we have to reserve that. Say about and like it then goes into the multi-million-dollar investment to really make it a beachfront property, right? But then apart from that, cities like towns like Jamestown, mostly occupied by the traditional area. Okay, so now with this, let's now move into land value. Land value. You realize and this is a data which is a bit old, but we're talking about Ghana. Data doesn't come up that quick, right? So if you look at this area, and I said this graph, you realize we have the first class, second class, and the third class. And with the previous slide that I'll be showing you, where I showed the geographical locations, you can realize the appreciation in prices. The blue just goes up so quick. Red is very steady. Green is very slow. And I can give you examples, and I think so many people on here will have examples of where you bought land in certain areas, but it didn't appreciate as much as you wanted. As I said, but then the rates, and they accept. I quite remember a friend of mine in 2017 had the opportunity to buy a land either at Ofanko behind the nursing school, and also say East Legon Hills, right? But then somebody that grew up around the Achimota area, therefore familiar with the Ofanko area. No, so Hills, the minimum now, all of that. So at that point, 2 plots was costing $20,000 at Ofanko, and then 2.5 plots for $20,000 at Hills. So he went for the Ofanko one in 2017. Now in 2020, he decided to say, "Hey, Charlie Hills say I can." He said, "I pick it into Maminko Pebi." He sold the 2 plots at Ofanko for $13,000. At least appreciated by $10,000. But it could not buy 1 plot at East Legon Hills. So same time frame, different locations, rate of appreciation, right? So 2017 could buy 2 plots at either locations. At the time at 2020, when you have $30,000 at Ofanko, at that point now East Legon Hills at $40,000. Until 1 plot to cry. So that is to buttress the point I'm making. So now let's look at this data also. Average cost of land 2018 versus 2019 in Greater Accra. And if you look at the numbers, it will tell you its prices, right? So it starts from North Ridge, Roman Ridge, Cantonment, Laboni, East Legon, Airport Hills. For these 5 or 6, people say, so as I say, no. And the answer is it depends on how much you want to pay to break down a building to rebuild. Madam Fuba could be Jordan, or say a crab a beer as I say, no. So who is scanning quite a bit, maybe will be the right, which means you pay. But you pay, you break down the building, and then you rebuild. So those areas, yes, is very limited in terms of land accessibility and that's availability. Then you go into the Spintex, Oyarifa, East Legon Hills, and then the Brick. But then it will interest you to know that East Legon Hills right now has overtaken up to Spintex in Yinara. It is one of the fastest developing area with a lot of amenities, accessibility, roads being done, and all of that. Until Honor comes very close to East Legon appreciation rates and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let's look at rental versus buying. Baby and for SHPA. And this data is from Makwesa, both data, like this one and then this one from Makwesa, which is a real estate development company which does like very large scale. So now, if you look at neighbors and Crawford searching to renter, you realize that other neighborhoods are very higher. So we're talking about investment in real estate in Ghana. This data is very important for you to know so that it can influence your decision as to where you invest. Okay? And you know, other neighborhoods are the highest, East Legon and its environs, comes next, Spintex, then Cantonment, then Tema, then airport area more on Jolu, Osu, which are the areas I mentioned. Then it goes to Adenta, then Naba, Achimota, then Hachu, right? But then if you look at Baby and Crawford, then East Legon and its environs becomes higher or the highest, then airport area, Spintex, Tema, East Legon Hills, Cantonment, Airport Hills, Oyarifa, Lakeside, Ajegano, and then other neighborhoods. So you realize you say either way, there are some of it that still rates very high. And once again, if you want to invest, these are the areas you probably want to look at because that is where the traffic is moving to. The other thing that I also look at and they say, sometimes government promises and you're more mobile, but we all know how government works and with its promises. But then you also realize they say, baby, one ma, you crime. And you can tell, say, this is a dual carriage road, right? It is not done yet. But then, say, Bani say, or more, yeah, then that will be a very major road. Mm-hmm. Example, Accra Kumasi Kwine. At a time when Midin Papachia, Yokoto, as a CBO, Pukwasi area more and then Kutuzi area more. Then the road was really not done, but it's Accra Kumasi Kwine. Heading a bay. So you realize that people from the eastern Ashanti region and beyond, they tend to like to build around that corridor. Mm-hmm. So you know that when you invest around that corridor, you're going to get people from that side of town to buy, right? So off the Accra Kumasi Road, Fise, more money Fise, and I also say hotel, Festus Hotel, between Pukwase and Amasama. On the left, there's this big road at that one at that point, I didn't know where it led to. But then you could tell, say, due to the size of the road, it will be a major road connecting the Accra Kumasi Kwano to somewhere else. Right? Therefore, it will be good to invest on that stretch. And yes, we bought some lands over there, and right now, a shooting is developed, the area is developed, we developed the land, and I'll show you pictures. If you also come to Hills, you realize they say Hills, since you put your money from school junction.
What kind of Hills now specify Hills? Also, your airport Hills.
East Legon Hills.
Thank you.
East Legon Hills. Okay. Over East Legon Hills now, you realize that from school junction to gate is tied already. Now, almost yet the left, towards the Canadian International and the Swedish Cancer Research Order. The right, listen, is not done yet. But you also realize that it's a very wide road, which means at least it can be 2 in, 2 out. So that tells you that road runs parallel to the Accra-Tema motorway. Eventually, it will be done and it will be a major road, right? And once again, if you're choosing a place to invest, you might want to look at these things when we say, okay, am I buying to build right now and develop right now? And what is its potential? Of course, Ghana, there are very, very few places are quite most of the places you're going to have challenge with the state of the road. And it goes without saying. And you look at other things, and then you also look at estates about that area. If you have like a city, a location where estates it gives you a very good idea. If you have a place where like you see more of like bigger structures, I would say the commercial centers, then it tells you people are going to live in that area and we need those facilities. Places at school, especially tertiary, they will need accommodation. Parents may want to live closer and all of that. So you might want to consider some of these things in choosing the place. So now let's look at a place like East Lagos Hills, right? So this is the Santor area, closer to the Ashama Dam. Meka said there is a parallel road that runs by the Accra-Tema motorway, right? And to do gate or East Lagos Hills are offer right towards Santor after the estate with the golf course, Silicon Accra, right after Silicon Accra, this is behind it, right? And this is a land that we're selling at this point with Eric Dye Company, Eric Dye Properties. So we're selling these lands at this point. It's a huge parcel. And I think there are some over here on this call right now who have already purchased some, right? And at the time, it was selling at 25. And that was January of this year. May 15th of this month, right? May 15th, which is this month, it is going up to 30. Okay. And then once, as I said, it's a big parcel. So once we start to work on, and that is another thing too about land, especially. You add value, you add price. It's simple. The math is that simple. We add value, we add price. And you know, Kotosa as said that say, and as I see where the bank, okay, to about first, yes, statistics, you pick up any 2 months, nebo kosro, ye to 2 walls, nebo kosro, ye be road, nebo ni shooting. So any form of value at all that is added to it increases the price. It's that simple, right? So as I said, that was the price then. This is going to be the price, and it will only keep increasing, right? Okay, now, Denameka or Festus Junction, the Pokwase place. So we had this some years ago. I'll not give out the years, but some years ago. And then over the period, developed it. Right now, it's for a mixed use, and it's commercial. But in terms of commercial, not mixed use. Some are long lease, some are short lease. Into some Ghana now, it's not just Pokwase. We have different locations. We have Botre, we have East Lagos Hills, a couple are Botre, a couple are Hills, and then this one at Pokwase.
So most of them are Adjengano, right?
Correct. So Adjengano, Botre, Hills, and then Pokwase. So if you go to Ghana for a short stay, you want somewhere to live, please let us know, and then we'll hook you up.
So when you say short stay, now I want to just specify something very quick. Are you talking about the Airbnbs? And so I said that will be renting for 3 months.
Airbnb is one platform where you can do your short let. But then the general term is the short stay, right? Because you can do it on booking.com, Airbnb, or have your own website where you do it, right? Okay. And so the term microphone do an Airbnb, so we'll go with that. So if you want an Airbnb that is available, this is the interior of the Pokwase one, 2-bedroom, fitted, furnished, ready to go, right? Okay. So we're also selling condos right now at East Lagos Hills. This is the left side, Udu Gator, for those who knows the area. Udu Gator, offer left. Opa Macaros Church, few meters from there is on your left. So this is currently under construction. Timeline finishing early next year. At this point, it's plastered and all. If you're interested, you get in touch with me. I can give you details and more pictures. But then this is on sale right now at Hills. That it has a rooftop access, penthouse, and all that. Open for everyone that stays in there. So that is available. Also, if you want that one that is already built, like OPEC 10P, moving ready, and also a bit honum. So if you get in touch at the same location, actually it's just 2 houses in the winter and another. So if you're interested, you let me know and then we can hook you up. So now let's look at the case study real quick. In terms of investment, I know it's a time of corner. So let's talk about ROI, right? Return on investment. So case number 1, hey, I have a boarding and I hear dollars. Oh, hey, no more see there $30,000. So yeah, you buy a land in an area costing about $15,000, and then you build in a 6 units, right? 2-bedroom, 6 units. And me probably this is not like one case fits all. And you know, I'll bet me adjusting numbers to fit your situation. Typically, let's say it will cost about $250,000 to build in that area. A typical rent, and I was saying, if I said the average rent on the high side, 1,500 Ghana cedis. Those areas is very difficult, if not impossible, to charge in dollars, right? For rent. And you stay with your cedis. With that, you're getting about 108,000 Ghana cedis, which is, if you divide by 12, the exchange rate. And I use 12 because you will finish, buy the dollar, bring it, and then also give or take, because we know how the dollar case is. So with that, it means that you're making $9,000 a year, which is a fair return on investment. And it will take you 30 years to break even, right? So that kind of neighborhood. If you look at a neighborhood where the land costs between $40,000, $50,000, $70,000, $80,000 per plot of land, and because of the neighborhood, you cannot build exactly the same thing in terms of the aesthetics and all of that, right? That you build in a place that the land will cost you $15,000. Actually, I won't say you cannot. You can. But then if you want to have value for your rental, you might want to add some aesthetics to it. Into that area, now you're trying to say you're building and it will cost about $300,000. Okay. So for that, you can rent for about $3,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment or condo. So you're looking at $216,000 a year divided by 12. You're looking at $18,000 per year, and then it will take you 20 years, right? So you have 30, you have 20. The difference in the land price. So the point I'm trying to make is that the fact is that a board does not mean so say Oberboka doing business over there. Then let's look at a case scenario 3 where a plot of land, one plot, 70 by 100, for less size, is about $200,000 or more, right? By even $200,000, and then it to cost you $350,000 to build. Once again, the aesthetics and all that. So on the low side, $350,000, and then you rent it for $1,000. Those areas, it is very easier to charge dollars for your rent. Okay, and some of the areas in the case 2 are also very pushing very high in terms of your ability to charge in dollars for your rent. So, and please, if you ask yourself, say Ghana, you charge $1 and all that, Rebecca, that one is something to fight with yourself. Okay, we all know what the law says, but Bank of Ghana has also in dollars. So that's an argument for another day. So you rent it for $1,000, $72,000 a year, which means that it takes you about 8 years to break even. So the point I'm making is that in terms of location, it comes back to the question of how much can I afford. On this note, woman face here say now you bisa questions.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, Dr. Phil, for giving us a very beautiful breakdown. You make a quick commercial break. Yeah, but after the questions now, what the amount. The beautiful thing is, I had about 11 questions for you, but after your presentation, and knocking out about 6-7 of my questions. So I only have 4 from my side. Now today we are questions about your Zoom questions about your Zoom side and the also attitude amana that we just take side by side how things are really going with that as well. And that's it. You really made a very great presentation, and I think so. BBR or by this time and is very, very well informed. You better go quick commercial break about another video. We are the questions number near TA Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, on almost some questions. Not video did you make it?
I was up for your friend Carly boss, the only boss with what is. You know about TapTap Send? Unima Metro. TapTap Send is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download TapTap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. You download it and then you register. Register and you're good to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. TapTap Send. I wouldn't like that.
Hello everyone, the list of nominees for TapTap Send Ghana Music Awards USA is out. You can now vote for your favorite artist and nominees. Please vote online via www.gmaus.votinghubgh.com. Or if you live in Ghana, you can vote on any mobile network. Just text *714*66#, then enter their voter ID. Wait and follow the prompt to complete your voting. It's very simple and easy. Now the question is, who will make history at the grand finale? Who wins the ultimate Artist of the Year, both in Ghana and in America? TapTap Send Ghana Music Awards USA 2023. Let the music speak.
Let the music speak. I'm Pat TapTap Send 2020. GMA USA is going to happen live in Columbus, Ohio. So Sabre, you better go straight to your questions and not video. You busa for so edit or na ya sorry Jumedian. So it's my first question. I'm a person you busa and what is the role of trust when it comes to how safe is the client and also the legalities involved?
Okay, so in terms of trust, we can say the class amas are sorry penny case can the more software no abuechi.
Also for Monkaya not so penya buichri.
Okay, either way, within the church, crampono. Okay, but then here's the thing too. Still ni papa hono. Ni papa hono. And doing anything at all in Ghana, you have to have some level of trust. Plain and simple. Or anywhere else. Because I become a crampono, so independent, don't cast of the bull. And as only independent, tell your babies will be. That's the point I'm making. So it's not like Tebia no be booby, but sometimes also GDI. So there has to be that level. Once again, TapTap said directly with companies so that it can reduce some of the risk. But then we also have a company that deals with the development, right? So with Feel Good Homes, if you have your land already and then you want to build that, we can work with you from the conception stage to the finishing, and then we'll give you the breakdown of each stage. You build at your own pace, like the Osika person, it has to be with a certain time frame, if not, it attracts more because of inflation. So yes, that is how.
Okay, now you may mention
that is how you bet me up.
Okay, you may mention some more training not TapTap Send, so it's me. IABB now if the one who have best IBR transaction be going smooth. What can TapTap Send do since we have Director David on the phone and other directors watching now and listening? What can TapTap Send do to make this process a smoother one?
Oh, I think Director David mentioned last week where Yanfan said you can make say then I'll pay to Gasem and also any cement company. Let me mention it. I'll pay to any cement company and then they can deliver, right? So I pay, they give me the receipt, then they might develop and or the call. So with that one, it reduces the amount of money that comes to the hand of the developer. But they are it's can be very fun in some but it reduces it one mention. But once again, they are trusted ones. We are available. We are trusted. We are tried. But then any part of you, and the less it is, the more comforting it is to you.
Okay. Now, once we're talking about method of payment, I know say my a little bit presentation of the method of payment. What is your method of payment for especially condos? Yeah, I think it's a 2-bedroom condos, right? Now presented. What are the method of payments for that? Is it also 2 years, 8 years, 20 years?
Oh, cash is the best. But then if
Obi say yeah, no say no, yeah, no say no.
Right, I don't say no. Upfront today, and we always have flexible terms. Our goal is to make sure that everybody owns a property in Ghana comfortably. So, and not one size fits all, but it has to be within a reasonable time. In today, be our friend, be a person we only back, but meet my within 6 months, perfectly fine. We work out a plan with you. Meet my within a year, we work out a plan with you. 2 years, 9 days after the all happen. Okay, 5 years now. I didn't get mortgage brand. Put your mortgage for.
Okay. All right. The last 2 questions. Last but one, I'll say, what are some of the challenges one may expect, and I say one may encounter whilst trying to go through this investment in Ghana? I'm trying to invest in one of the houses, the condos, the townhomes, and what are some of the challenges that are possible? Say. Well, even not necessarily maybe your company and not but anybody else.
Investing in Ghana in general, right?
Yes.
In real estate.
Yes.
One of the biggest challenges, and I don't think that time will permit us to talk about everything that it entails, but the fact that litigations with lands in Sase Honsep, that is the biggest one, right? Because when you're Sase Honsep to maybe develop it. And also we don't buy from the traditional owners, because of experiences. Which is the second challenge, the cost of land and properties in Ghana, right? The other challenge, also here, especially if you're going into development now, accessibility and amenities and facilities. And I was working with a project and I'm consulting on with a friend at Dawa, right, by Central University, and we had to work on getting electricity to the site, which is costing 1 million Ghana cedis to get the electricity to the site, which means that we also check property prices in the soil.
Okay,
right? And to the side of many is a challenge, especially if you step in now. The other challenge, inflation. Inflation. We started a project in next year 60, but midway, they do 80. And by the time we number 100 plus, right? So it is a challenge, but there are ways around it.
Okay.
The other thing also, once again, Medisika Komami offer the traditional ones, offer subedidi. And I said,
I said no offer fault. I didn't. I could feel it. So I come to me now the 10,000 Bremer. I feel it's baby can send back with you on that.
It's over Didi and San Watosment.
Some kind of I did about kind I want to touch up PK. Say, what kind price volatility on? Because it was and what you mean, I had him saying it was like the city goes up, the dollar it changes, right? As you were saying, in a world where we have maybe a fixed rate, maybe a fixed dollar rate, say CD in the Ghana by 7. CD in the Ghana is also driven by maybe a pound, euro, and a dollar. So it's just but the donor is is coming from outside, right? To avoid as a market volatility, and say PK down. Not PK them say for this phase, he needs to spend 10,000. And you saw China be afraid PK, I didn't have 11.5. Maybe I know can't but that's not what you told me maybe January. Because they will May. So it's just those are the type of things I think we should probably factor in. Go focus aside in the dollar because it was your phone kind of credit and it's the kind of question that buffer. So I think something to bear in mind.
Okay. Yeah, that's it, Director. What hitting the writing? The last question for you, and I think this question also surfaced from Zoom for now. How is zoning and planning like in Ghana?
So zoning in terms of where you can build commercial, where you cannot build this, this place is for play area, that kind of zoning.
Exactly.
Back with that. So what it is it? Town and country planning, they have the master plan for every area that you ever think of in Ghana, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the problem is there are too many systems that works in silo. We better make it be now video. We can say, Anna, I can say, you mean department, department in Ibebre will hold them out. Because I've worked with them and I know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I quite say it doesn't connect. And the auto is independent of the planning area. And say, me bush me ton who the also hire for baller, but my ton, and the better and also I'm better for baller. Who the cost city so if you are not going to permit. Therefore, you build whatever you drew to city. Now, or mama permits and no see also. So that is the challenge, right? Your town country planning or a city do honor your the builders and architecture for the world. There are different a year. A year but it's I say about one place in money difficult.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Sabre ni ebe jama ya hwefo omo also no yebefa menu miensa enan bi omo buso questions real quick because I no aye bit na afedi yetimi atwa dwumedu so nya hwe dwumedu so atwa dwumedu no so nti no Sabre you zoom for the Mr. Our Facebook for so na YouTube for the mo famo questions ne be busa mamo obi busa say where can we see prices of the units talked about? Actually, we projected it on our Facebook page, TapTap Send Ghana, and also YouTube HRE TV and Facebook HRE TV. So we projected the information over there, but we also going to make sure say so feel bit my website be out meet me aqua.
Look up Feel Good Services on IG and Facebook. We're working on updating on some of the sites though. So at least for now, no. IG, you have information and you can also have my contact from there.
And I will show our Facebook to see our number now that's also name but plus 513-372-5758 and our Ghana number near plus 233-2081-49504. And the numbers will also be put in the Zoom chat for those on Zoom. But one more Facebook and YouTube, you have access to all the details and information right on Facebook. The email address is feelgoodservices@gmail.com. And I'm pretty sure that's the same email address for your mental health services too, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, so back to your our viewers and on Zoom, Pacho. Just saw where your friend is a reaction button. No, raise your hand. You're gonna get called. Then you can ask your question. I will be on another video. Yeah, told you so. We have 10 minutes to do this so that we can wrap it up and move to the next one. Pacho, to Mr. Momayan, quick with the questions now. Wow, what question? The presentation was
a question in the Zoom, no, which was asking about Tamanamica 25 near,
Obi be responding to I'm fine no number. So was that.
Oh, okay, all right. And
if you respond here.
Okay, all right. My part will be a question waiting there.
All right, so one our question.
I think you did a good job in touching on. That's a question that I went ahead, man. You answered it as it was very self-explanatory.
Yes.
But at the same time, but you more questions about Phil Gomes about talk down about you more from Faho. Wait, the Bakwa so could die and no has to see but you more be because
exactly
for the back as he in but more seriously, said what had him say, you work very hard, not this kakofi. Now kono become stories like hey yakaka. So yes, and she said, Obi had him was actively trying to build something back home. So I'm about TapTap me and years out. Be said Philippines or maybe let's find a way to support collectively. And as a at least friend Nabusan in the Akoso. Bye. Uncle James, please take it away.
Maybe a contribution.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm saying a solid presentation. When, like you just said, as some can answers answers in now follow. Yeah, that's a part. One manage submissions. That's a part. Thank you.
That's but okay, there is Victor Jeffy. Go ahead.
Yeah, Brother Philip, thanks for your effort in helping some of us in the diaspora. My question is, are you taking the city equivalent of the dollar? And,
yes. Yes. For either the land and I say a dining in
if someone is making a purchase, can a person pay it in cities? Because the dollar amount is always fluctuating here.
In principle, I'm in cities, but in terms of conditions apply.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Philip, wait a minute, more question. In addition to Victor James, so Pachoka's here trying cities. Now became a ton down 100,000 Ghana. January 1, right? Now come ABI June 10th, Akosha cities, what are you doing? Are you inflated? About Kosha now, is it still 100,000 Ghana you decided? Because I want to be very clear.
Right.
I want to be explicitly clear. Instead of being because okay, I say, because sometimes very seldom will be like cash in my time. They pay in increments. Yeah, be decided now. No, Marco, sure, no man. So I want you, please, like, if you could explain a bit better. Say, by cities, by the end of Kosha, I want to be very clear. Say, I'm going to the terms and conditions.
Exactly. So those are the terms and conditions that apply. So, depending on how long that will be, right? Then we can peg it at a rate favorable to both of us. Until we have to discuss and agree, right? And a good also that's a better. Okay, the first 3 months, at this rate. Subsequent ones, we'll talk about the rate at the time because we can't tell. And yes, Anna, as you rightly said, a few months ago, it came down to 10. CCR now, I can calculate 11.5 or 11.4, right? And that variation, if I have to take that shock now, everybody will go and say, "Waba." And if say it's sustainable, so once we meet your needs.
All right, Sam, Uncle Sam, about your question, am I?
All right, Doc, thank you so much for taking time to do this presentation with us. So what you did mention mo aim ni sa mo beboa ama obia enya ni baby. With this aim that you have now, what are you doing differently from the others on the market for individuals to achieve this aim or to help individuals own their own places? What are you doing differently from the others on the market? Thank you.
Okay. So a few things that we do differently is our approach is very personalized. And yet one size fits all because you give 2 years obia any needs and obia any challenges. And say bia akosam ba me passage over this area. We can give you the necessary advice, consultation, direction, and everything on it. I will bet me ADIA. We also about so will be a mepe and that way say, but me the style way, right? And if you already have your land, we can work on it and do it for you. So when you are assessing, so we can work with you, get land, and then do it for you, right? And we meet people at their needs. That is the very big difference between us and others, because acquire the wholesaler, you realize they say, right?
Okay, yeah, that I say. But you'll be a question, biom a water mana, so be a question for a water ma. The sure not my young and who not affidie. Yeah, for Antigua. I think say you're commenting be from Facebook, but now or here the Zoom link to get on. Zoom link, if you your Facebook page in this one, I posted a Zoom link on your Facebook page, TapTap Send Ghana. Is the recent post on Facebook. Or click it was so I access to click on the Zoom link and just come on and ask your question. Or person or type of question was so you be kind question amount. You know my communicate one grade say we are watching live and also even on Nakojo same thing. Yeah, I brought them out so air share kaba so that pretty great.
So I think that's a great point. Even I like.
Right. There are too many buildings sitting at. Maybe I'm who be, and I'll ask myself, say, man, why do that? Because it's you honor Obohoka, Unya Faso, also. I didn't. And also, let me ask this, right? Minyanya Margaret said, me kotsina Ghana, me retire. And you know, I didn't see the BCBB, and I said, me invest in BBA, make me nyam faso also. By the time I might ready, say, after the Mekwa kotsina, then no messy media, right? And to see Ghana, if you move on, after the make media still media. This is the other thing too. Design is a game. And you know, yeah, Papa, no, there almost see so we see and and then we will hold my me who your brand name shall want. Let me say a soon. Come on. Who was it in a chair? The opposite, and then we shall hold them. Some of us, you know. Tell me, I'm like, man, yes, can person see for pay. When I get ready to build, I looked at it, I was like, what's this? Diner, and I said, it looks so small and designing him a BBB. So the point I'm trying to make is that as a start over the period of time, Ubesi Dynasty here in the next 15, 20 years after the here's the other thing too. When you build it now, please try to build within the shortest possible period of time. The longer it lingers on, the more it can over. For various reasons. Ubesi be we have for the honor with time no I dan kra nya be fedio. Mami mbu ha se me fastest no nkoto ha. Mami ni se enti no yes ani nyina no na e boka. Ebu ono so na iron rods no awo hono ma ye exposed to the weather. Enti after there is integrity no and yet is first no. After there so be reinforcement and everything. Enti the no so boka. No.
But Philip, I don't mean to interrupt, but say boha. So now I can build in the shortest period of time. No, what is kind now? But we didn't see now. One thing catch a story in show. Time about being young, you know, see area foundation be 4 or 5 times. It's about your intention. No, so we be able to see because who sit down you want to build it. It goes back to Nipan integrity. And I mean, we do see Ghana. But I want to say this very carefully. Sometimes I don't fully blame them because Patrick, we hope on 50,000 by Shim and Sim. Let me win 10,000 that. It makes things interesting. Maybe send me yo, but Makuma why do? Yeah, because I come to the bottom of 50,000 back. I'll be very honest with you. The Baba Koji
and then your friend is at home, the person I'm not even. That I must say for all the beautiful response and also corresponded on. It's also a kind of Biom say. Time with TapTap and USA Canada, so and I will share out with maybe be around will be I don't know. And in the topic, investments, real estate investments in Ghana. Part 1 and part 2 no be investment in USA. Yeah, you see, bet me US and Quadia and the bet my Ghana and Quadia and I say it's okay to do both. You actually Sabre you need to come Dr. Philip for you to me of feel good homes. Why the name Feel Good Homes?
You know, tell me, I'll be a show. I'll say, what to say. How you feeling? Right. So my thing is, we always have to feel good. We have to feel good within, and we have to feel good outside.
Okay.
You feel good by having a sound mental health. Right. Mm-hmm. I always say that when there's no health, there is no mental health. And sorry, when there's no mental health and there's no health, so you always have to feel good, and it starts from within. So that is where it comes from, and then it transcends on everything else. When you build it, you want to feel good about the homes that you build. So what's if you say, oh, what was it? And yet, if you have a room, and I say, I'm missing. When you the process of building also, you want to go through a process where you can feel good about the process itself. So you feel good about the experience. So generally, you have to feel good about everything that you do.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with your name.
Oh wow!
Was it?
It had nothing to do with your name, Philip.
Oh, not necessarily.
I don't know yet, because I know you're Casamon promoting and or the mind or no. Then that's a diplomatic answer, no. Uncle James almost also right before I was about to end it.
Yeah, so I'm crying. Yeah, Dr. Phil, Yen and Kafro, you know, when the future plans on big mess and that could Masana.
There's been demand coming for Kumasi. And actually, on our next trip, we're going to do more survey about Kumasi. Yes, my senior brother, which is my senior partner, Ekasa, and we will look into that.
Thank you.
All right. Ebusiafo ya damase ahanim say na ebre eya be ma yede dwumadie yi ebramo sabre odipa ye tenenka Philip for you to me of Feel Good Homes, Feel Good Services. What train you might be able to in Yama and as a pioneer to my first invest. Minim so we no on call a bit picture I had with and that's why share a dwumadie twice a year bramo sabre ye babe more Q&A when it comes to TapTap spend and also your customer service opinion for every move. Your Bema Daniel, your Bema Kofi, A class so Ekaya home. I want to say, so I was doing say you about test so Ekaya home into the customer service opinion for directors. So I want to say, so also the ambassadors and influencers, new representatives in your I'm saying to know or questions, no cancers are winning on Mr. Fabra. But before you be going to that segment, me person me come and say, why would the two senders ever bia? Two senders, why would the two senders buy bia? Yes, now, but a dino send a dino Emma director and then the telephone number. Now on verify whilst we are doing the Q&A. No. Now see to me who say the two senders ever director and they are answer from last week to in there. When me too
sorry, absolutely. But yes, that's here. Until you send, if you're able to prove so, the two new senders, right? I must put in the chat 2 new senders, but we need a screenshot, a name, and amount, and a bit prove his head. But you need to buy 2 new senders. You get a $50 in a T-shirt. Until first, and you're better say $50. They better credit to our account, but and your gift card, and we will put a $50 on your account. Exactly. Until next time, also you can add additional $50 to it. That's one thing. If you see a proof in here, check and say I'm part. Now, if you're the second part is we'll call you, get an address, and send you a T-shirt. Yeah, bro. T-shirt, so a T-shirt, we'll be outside and send you, bro. And I'll be saying this throughout the show. Again, bring 2 new senders, but turn out, PK, when you started saying about growing the TapTap family, right? Right now we sit around 50, which is incredible for day 2. I asked that idea, right? It's out, sorry. Who do you do for a bar? So what we're doing now is, and I go for because I mean I'm all headed out. And I know those questions are coming. Yeah, but most of because the chance say go for number headed out. You guys are the one who are helping us start. Into you say be income from. That was good, man. Income. Yeah.
Number the income from the tree.
Once I say when we put the show.
Oh, sorry.
Philip and I'm a boy. We'll do something special for people who already sent. Almost sent it down here and almost started, But yeah, we're trying to grow the user base as much as possible. Bring 2 people, preferably go for on my year out. We use other apps, but they download, send the app. Yeah, but the person who downloads the app and they'll get $15. Only we get $15, and you get paid $25 per person. You need about $2 50 in a T-shirt. Okay. The number not to WhatsApp them. Send a screenshot, name, amount, and number and email. Send it between our share. Right.
Yeah, that's it. Director, the director person of say one more kind of young camo and share into young camo form in the Sramo, young camo form. That was a tree invented by Director David AJ in Sramo. Remember this day, it was the 8th of May, exactly 7:22 on the Obu Eta Bedon. Director, please allow me to have Freddie Gray, who's on Facebook, and he wanted to ask the question for Feel Good. It's Mr. Oria, whether Francis, when you're lucky, because Freddie Gray question may be something that is going to segue into yours. It's Freddie Gray can say we are now you're Francis, so I can say that if you want.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. This kind of person me joining Feel Good early, but me joining late, and I was trying to get on the Zoom, and so I but first question, wait, TapTap. You don't have any Texas, right? Like I said, Abby inviting that may join in.
Not yet.
Texas doesn't.
Oh, Freddie, I'm maybe about so. I'm hearing rumblings, and I mean, no confirmation yet. But Texas should launch any day now. I mean, we had time from all of last year. This week, I just heard it. This week, PK, I just heard it not too long ago. Said Texas is rumbling. Said, "Oh, out here, apply. You have to wait for them to get back to you."
Okay.
Texas could drop anytime. But you want Houston now or Dallas?
No, Houston.
Okay. Oh, Houston ever.
Houston, no, around Richmond.
Okay.
Richmond, Texas. Grammy.
Yeah, not the Heights. Minimum Richmond, Texas. So okay. About any time, and we'll do a big announcement.
I know when Charles Cooker.
Yes. Me.
Cooker. Yeah, Cooker more me hakra when PSC.
Dog. Yeah, minimum.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Okay, it's a question for Feel Good now.
Feel Good now. I wanted to basically. I'm into real estate also in Ghana. I see him on Facebook, and so I wanted to listen. Look at his experiences and basically contribute. Learn from each other. Intina, I had wanted me so the whole advert, and I had wanted to join and look at what's going on his part, and I think I will reach out with him later. After the program, and. Kind of learn from each other and see what. But I've been in Ghana in some apartments near. But it was a great program.
Yeah, that's
little I heard.
That's it.
I like the fact, look, when you're starting to build, try and build it in the shortest possible time. I try to tell a lot of people that don't span it in 5 years. Commit to doing it and taking your hands off it.
Thank you. That's it, Freddie. Francis. Mr. Just so you guys know, we went into the Q&A for TapTap as well. Freddie started off with this beautiful question, which made Director David give us a little bird whisper. What I say right here on the show for the first time. Said Houston, and I said Texas in general, will be popping up or erupting like a volcano any moment from now. So please watch out for the alert. Francis, Yango.
All right. Good evening to everyone. I have a question for Feel Good. Say Obiwo, as I say, say maybe some 20 acres or something, and is looking to make a good use of the land, maybe by real estate or some other commercial activity. Are they able to help either by way of finding investors or maybe partnering to get projects going?
Yes, once again, we can help, but then we need some more information. We reach out.
All right, and then particularly now the contact us.
Oh,
because I joined in later, and I think maybe.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Okay.
All right.
Rosina, Miss Rosina Danfu.
Good evening to everyone.
Good evening, Joseph.
Yes, TapTap send customer, Papa.
Nice one.
We were problem kakra any TapTap send. Me send this ikabe on the 12th. You ekoma me bana. Ghana force me bana you limit into my scan. I saw more refund scan back to me bank. Maybe sat out to send for me bank for the base. Maybe some bank for say TapTap send for this almost sending me some documents. Me send them back. Actually, me human living. Me nifie it be will fear. Because TapTap send for me be for who me bank no more refund this $1,000 me to me when umsa. Mama good way dia. And I say I didn't question bank is kind of work between Ghana TapTap send for chain. Say Ghana from the whole Dusicano. It's in the who send a mayor study in Biafra. And I'm a second question. TapTap send for last year, and I'm be introduced to my minimum way, my check. Says you must say my over limit. Okay, fine. W2 form name me name maybe still I must more in a big for Miss Mini before imagine a Jumamu pay slip media send them. Moses I still have more bank statement. The bank statement is so fear. Miss Mini, they will be fear, send a make a new way mum. Into me, who's in a messia, sir, and near Muyafa. And so no, minimum say a Jumache, help me call baby for Fronos, a bay long process, a mammy. Because for me, BBI was so just a minimum, no BIA, I didn't mammy. Into me to me, who's in a messia, I can't. Sassy, my fancy, made it 2 minutes.
Auntie Rosie.
Yes.
Me de me number ma wo chat hono. Oh, so be who are
chat. Mama chiro. Never boane.
Daniel. Auntie Rosie, but your last number, no last 4 here. Last 2 numbers in 11 and
9511, yeah.
Perfect. But you've never done any. Where do you been from see I have done your calls on you. Daniel found her account. Great. But I want to be very clear. But Sebi, if you haven't got a chance to fill out the paperwork, but what?
Mama me pace na mama me W2 form. And so like don't move the account. Me so me for me need be there was.
Yeah, Auntie Rosie. I order number, so I'll contact you direct. Then we take it from there because I quite complicated. And yeah, Adibia very simple. You need to just comply. Ebiana Nyama downloading so we'll take it from there. You give me the details, then I'll also find out. Then we know how to go about it. Okay, and yet difficult, sir. Why? Including our might be deep resort out. Why?
Yeah, because almost really difficult. I'm so me person me call baby fufu.
No, try and change. Try and change.
You know that's what Juma will fear. It's not TapTap send grand bomb to send me. Mamma just me position was seen no nominee at the other. I'm a Juma for content. Macacho almost something scanning and I'm seeing your project to Ghana. Me first come to be born with Pamucha, me and Mamma. I'm not 2 days, 3 weeks in it. To me, send this can come away.
Where you patch down the
me patch you, Madam
Wasapa.
And a bank then somewhere and $1,000 lessons in you.
Until they be done
now, Sabeka. Why?
You don't want to papa.
Director, my administration will be possible. You may state or be an open, then we can just step into go and help the person. If your state business may be a more.
Thank you so much, Uncle James. Really, Pacho say, I have people in the team or had them say, and Uncle James, thank you so much. My name, let's do the first shot. If we Daniel, I'll share the details with you behind, right after the call. I'll go. Thanks. Pacho, Freddie, we had the same question and answer Pacho a different question.
I think Freddie man is also not fun and start to okay. But before for another question, to say any TapTap send question Q&A, you know. Say any question, Kofi, go ahead, Pacho.
So, Madam Aspa, last year, $100 be a more man cabisino said, as I said, this can go down and they are called the wrong number. Just say, now I make a cry because my name says Sikadia was and there come be a mistake create media chirikakra. But my friend, yeah, I know Makasa and it's like, why a mistake? There is nothing we can do about it. I've been with you for Acho. So say come here a month to be Monday in the bar, me download me download you me calculate this. Can hey go with me oh but I like you more BPI come out TapTap send but and you're not getting get me to say the mommy I from 2 years ago. But Yamia don't mammy the near me by I'm actually friend me and make us as me okay for everything. I really make more. Now last year's come a follow-up just say last year we found say
yeah last year month be
I pay the earliest around February over $100. I was maybe they are wrong. There's nothing they can do about it. I know.
So yeah, I share your sentiment, but the TN say Intina, try say build the community base, like TapTap that is why percent obi obeba a program we should be an obeka abusiano. Not spreading the good news about TapTap. As many people that will come here, the more it helps us. They say, Dave, Captain Dave, PK. You get to know all of them, Uncle James, almost. So when your issue, you just come on direct, then we will handle it instead say because sometimes bureaucracy or human immunity. You might meet India, maybe have a friend, Pakistan, who need the dynamics in Ghana.
Yes,
you get it. Try say TapTap will be just at your doorstep. Sense of doorstep, no, I will actually at your doorstep. So any issue you have, you just contact us directly.
Okay.
So last year, there are things that are changed. Anytime you have an issue, Monday, then we put it, try to handle this time. We take it from there. And then Ibiana was sitting me a bemuni, you see the face and near the soul. That is why we build a business. You can just close our eyes and say a business, but we feel say in Ghana for me sending a business until try your best to say in a big family, and then we safeguard your money for you.
Okay.
The right destination. To Mr. Munina broadcast it the whole but the more successful we are, the more we can also spend in doing such things.
Yeah.
If it is clear.
Yeah, that's
okay. I'm sure
Okay, yeah, that must say. Me patch quick announcements be we are not fit there. Your friend Isaac Watson also the other. Sabre Miss Obi Biara will share our Facebook. Yeah, Miss also archive will be say. At this point, the Bible ended the Facebook and the YouTube stream. No, it's Miss Chamas Munina Mumbochi. Now I'm share it was Zoom link in our Facebook. Right before the live stream, Zoom link in our heart on the show. Click on the Zoom link and come to the Zoom whilst we just go to the Q&A and make sure so beyond the question answered. We have some time. We have about 50 minutes to get this done before we wrap up the entire program. To Mr. Shamo. Our Facebook and YouTube podcast are being Mr. Shamo. Umbra emission our Zoom. Not for the year proceeded with the program. And I am the Damon says, Sabre, so you because other feel good service as I say, or buy a day, video, so come feel good. Michelle say, if any final words be one map, say, not say, the Chabi office or chair, don't for what for to get for the young and shut it down, Facebook and just focus on the Zoom Q&A.
Yeah, better will be an asset. I will make you to join. Yes, I said, I hope I saw here. Please go ahead. Try and do it within the shortest possible time. Do it with a trusted company, and then you can have your money's worth.
All right, that's the mission. Say your tools are so proud by your shots. They be a flower. What you pay, now was as well. Don't yes, you could. Now you have to watch. You then yet me up. Amagana. So yet me. I have to move here. So shares are Ghana. You know, say, my wing young Ghana. My men would be. Was also share your national anthem. Say, yeah, be. Trying to Japan. Yeah, no. Do me know so. Say, baby. At so. Into those Sabre, no. The corporate social responsibility. No one at TapTap said, yeah, no one at Facebook said, yeah, showing you now, so they are 18 now, so the dream million society, you pay Ghana after the tuba if that was it. Yamishao. Sorry, back to the Q&A. Facebook for so yeah, that was it. Yeah. So when you so any YouTube for you, that was when you so ne, Daje, appreciate here, yes, Ramon in our Montoya, it was Zoom on the 20 videos. The Damasi, the Mishram. That's the message here. I'll have you. Sabre, you have my eyes bought Mr. of our question, Abraham.
But before before Isaac because I'm in church I'm getting some questions. Pacho, who the new sender? And you'll be out in the back showing this one. New sender. Because somebody sent me a screenshot of a log, which I think is great. Because new sender, I didn't have a fee in the airport. Maybe I can say use PK the palm in your driver. Now, I driver send the screen, so it's $50 for Ghana. It is $20 for Ghana. But you the screenshot and number no man. Then we'll need back on the name and email. Near share say no crack near 2 hours ago. And yet two new senders. And you go for Ghana. 2 new senders are open your my barbecue on my sending coffee. If that's clear. But Isaac Watson, please. One question 8.
Yo, me da say. But you want to make a.
But you come up.
Yo. And I was saying, my pa moye. What was your for? You are how kakra. When I came, you knew come and send it. I mean, I said, Miss Senica about